So I just got a phone call, and it was Larita at the local post office. She was telling me that I had a box of little peepers that just showed up. So I ran down to the post office, picked them up, and just brought them back to the farm. Morning, Larita. Uh-oh, I hear some peeping.
They're so cute. Oh my goodness. They're a little quiet now. They were peeping quite loud. You are awesome.
Awesome. Thanks a lot.
You're
Have
welcome.
a great day.
You too.
Thanks a lot, Larita. See ya. I'm gonna take him back to my place and see what I do. Excited for the new ducks, buddy boy? Release the Kraken! Rise and shine, weirdos. So let me introduce you to the new ducks that we have on our farm. So yeah, this is a new breed of duck that we have on our farm. They are runner ducks.
The Homestar Runner wins! Wait, what?
Welcome to the world, little ones. Hi. Look at this little guy. Isn't he adorable? There you go, have some water. For you. For you. 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 All right. Oh dear, you guys are running all over the place. You don't look like you're doing too good. It's a little too high for you. I'm too used to raising goslings now, guys. Oh no, don't run out the door! No, don't go out there! No! Hey you guys, get back in there. here, little one. Turn you right side up. There you go. This is the weakest one. So yeah, earlier this year I made the decision to add some new ducklings to the farm. You know, here on our farm we've mostly had khaki Campbell as well as a couple of Cayuga ducks as well as one lone Pekin duck. And I want to get more diversity in my duck breeding, and so I decided I wanted to start raising some hybrids. So I wanted to introduce a new breed versus hatch out more of my own ducklings this year. And so I worked with an outside hatchery, Murray McMurray, and they sent me a package of 14 little baby runner ducklings. Runner ducks, if you guys aren't familiar, are those adorable ducks that sort of walk upright, look like bowling pins. As far as runner ducks go, they're really good at, you know, finding food and insects and helping manage pests and weeds, and so wanted to add more of them to the land. And so that's how I ended up with this mixture of runner ducks. And the reason that it looks like they're all different ducks is they're actually different colors. So some of them are black, some of them are fawn or white, and then some of them are what's known as blue. And so it should be a nice little mix of colored ducks that we have running around the farm here in the next few months. All of the ducklings seem to make the trip pretty well. They came all the way from California. You know, it really wasn't that long. I think it was only a 2-day journey for them if I'm going off of the tracking slips. There is this one duckling who I stuck under here underneath the heater who doesn't seem like they're doing well. I gave them some water, tried to perk them up a little bit, see if they bounce back. Every once in a while you do have one of those weaker ones that doesn't take well to the journey. We'll see how that one does. For those of you guys who are curious about what I do to brood baby ducklings, or if like you're getting your own ducklings for the first time, for the earliest days of my ducklings, I typically will use a very simple setup of feed in one tray and water in another tray. I like to use these feeders because they minimize the amount of water mess that they're going to make. When you're raising ducks, one of the biggest things you have to contend with is a lot of water mess. Ducks are messy, messy creatures, and you really need to be careful with it because that's where you're going to get your smells, that's going to where you get sick ducks. And so the best you can do to manage the water, the better you are going to be raising ducks. I remember my first time getting ducks, I really struggled with having a good waterer setup. What I found is for the early days, these feeding trays work great. And then as they get a little bit older, what I find works is a rubber dish that has like a little wooden cover that I built on it so that they can't go swimming. So they're able to dunk their heads in and there's plenty of water, but they can't get inside the water and splash around and make a really big mess. Again, I can't emphasize this enough. Raising ducks is all about managing water. And the better you can manage the water and the hygiene, the better your ducks are going to be. Also, as my ducklings get older and they can actually hop up on that platform, I'll end up putting their waterers there so that the little concrete mixing tray catches all the water and doesn't make a mess. Particularly when they're like about a week or two old, a system like this is key. If you want to build one like this yourselves, it's pretty easy. It's really just, you know, a couple pieces of scrap wood to make the platform to raise it up. And then I use like 1 inch by 1 inch like hardware cloth as the top piece. I found that that works the best because it lets their poop fall through, but it's also big enough that it's gonna be a stable surface for them to stand on with their webbed feet. As far as heating sources go, I really have come to love these trays. So what this is basically a glorified hot plate. It doesn't get too hot though, so I think it's only about 100 degrees or so when you actually are touching it. So like I can put my hand to it, it feels nice and toasty, but you know, not hot at all. It really is supposed to mimic the feeling of a mommy bird, and so it gives them a good supply of warmth. I actually like it better than the heating lamps. The birds can go under here and be warm, but then they can also easily just go over here and cool down. It lets them create temperature zones, and it lets it be cool over here in this part of the brooder shed so that they can get used to what that might be like too, and that helps them actually feather out a little bit quicker, I've found. Now, some of you might be seeing these heating plates and say, hey, wait a minute, Morgan, weren't you criticizing Tractor Supply earlier this year for using these trays? And the answer is kinda. See, what was happening is the brooders that Tractor Supply was using in their stores, they weren't using them properly, and so it was causing cold and sick birds or birds that were overheating and getting things like pasty butt. You know, by having a space where they can go and be away from the heat, that's one important element. And then having the trays low enough so that they can get right up next to it, just like they're sitting underneath a mommy bird, that's what you want to do. As they get older, I will raise these trays up. In fact, I want to probably just cheat this one down just a little bit more. Last time I was actually using these for geese. I'll also pile more shavings underneath it to just, you know, give them the ability to get closer to it. But on a day like today, it's already about 75 degrees, so it's nice and toasty for them. You know, these birds have been on a journey across the country, and they don't need to eat for their first like 48 to 72 hours. And so they're doing okay, but now at this point, as they're finally landed, they are definitely thirsty and they are definitely hungry, and so you can see them feasting. For those of you wondering what I do for food, I typically will do a mix of chick starter, so like the 20% protein chick starter for the first couple of weeks for ducklings and for goslings. I taper it off though as they get to about the 2 or 3 week mark because I don't want them to have too much protein and run the risk of getting angel wing. But when I'm giving them that chick starter, the important thing is I make sure I add brewer's yeast. By adding brewer's yeast, it gives them the minerals that they need, particularly, or the nutrition they need. I'm not sure if that's a mineral, particularly for good, healthy leg development. And so that's an important part of the process as well. The brooder I have here is probably just a little bit too much space for them. They could be easily in an area smaller than this. What'll be nice though is I will be able to keep them here for 5 weeks without feeling cramped at all. As they grow, this will become enough space, and probably by, you know, week 2 or so, I will open up this door, and I have actually like a little run on the other side of that door so that they can go outside and play during the day, and then I can still lock them up at night. I have found that building these sheds like this is the best way if you're going to be constantly brooding birds to manage it. It makes it so much more efficient than trying to do tubs or trays or anything else. What's also nice about something like this is I can easily sweep it out and get it clean. I find that I will change the bedding for ducklings about once a week, but by the time they're at week 2, I'm putting fresh bedding on top of the old bedding every single day because, look, ducks are messy, messy creatures. Most of these guys are looking really good. For the most part, they seem very energetic. They're exploring their world. They've figured out where the water is. They've figured out where the food is. I think for the most part, they have also figured out where the heat is. The only thing I'm concerned about is I do have this one duckling. I'm not sure that she's gonna make it. She's actually been underneath here for a while, and so I'm gonna take her, see if I can get her to drink and eat. Here you go, little one. You seem so weak. Can I get you to eat? That's not a good sign for this one at all. I mean, look how vigorous like that one is, or all these are, that where they're like going in there and digging in there and eating the food, and she just does not seem like she has energy. She also feels lighter than everybody else. I don't know. I'm not sure she's gonna make it. I'll put you back under the plate here. Stay toasty there, little one. But I am really pleased to see how the rest of these guys are doing. This one also looks a little bit sluggish, but better than that one that was really struggling. They seem like they're very happy and very healthy, and they are getting settled in there. So I'm going to let them hang out in there, get acclimated to their home, and I will check back with them in a little bit. Apparently our geese are very curious as to what's going on. How's it going there, guys? We got some new residents on the farm. You'll see them soon enough. And yeah, see those goslings that are, I guess, geese really now, up in the front of the pack there? They were living inside this area for the last couple of weeks. I would lock them up at night. As they got older, I'd let them free range. And now they basically free range 24/7, just like our adult geese. When the ducklings get older, they will eventually move into the duck house that we have here. They will integrate in with the rest of our duck flock. You can see some of our other ducks out here. There's actually Ron Swanson right over there. Yojo, one of our drakes. A couple more of them. The ducks actually really love to spread out and work the pasture, and particularly go out in the permaculture orchard, which at this point is the main reason I have ducks. I've found that from a business standpoint, duck hatching eggs are a good business to be in, but duck eating eggs are not a good business to be in. And so really the main reason I have the ducks here on the farm is because number 1, I like them. Number 2, they're good for the land. Number 3, they add just a little bit of extra income. And then number 4, they're comedic relief. hey, leave Pablo alone. Pablo, stop trying to steal Toby's food. I'll let you guys share food. It's been a couple of hours now, so let's go check in on our ducklings and see how they've acclimated to their new habitat. Hey, Toby. Standing and watch over your new duckling friends, huh? You are such a good doggy dog. Hey, little ducklings. How's it going, little ones? You liking your new home? I'll say most of our ducklings look like they're doing really well. There's that one over there that's looking a little peaked. And sadly, the one that looked really weak earlier, when I checked in about an hour and a half ago, it passed away, and so we did have one loss in transit. But yeah, these other ones are doing pretty good. Seems like they have figured out that the heat source is under here. That's actually one of the things I'm always most worried about. They've also been definitely eating the food and drinking the water, so that's a really good sign. And a few of them have gotten so active that they're now running on top of the brooder plates, which, by the way, is probably one of my least favorite things about the designs of these things. You can see I tried my best to clean off the goose poop, but they poop everywhere, and especially as they get just a little bit older, they will poop on top of these things. So I did want to show you actually something with this one. You see, this duckling is actually a little bit different than the rest of the ducklings that I have in here. You'll notice that he has this little yellow band on his leg. That's because he's a drake. So fingers crossed, all of those other ducklings are females, and I ordered only one drake because one of the most important things to think about when you're having ducks on your farm is having the right ratio of males to females. I already have a few extra males on my farm relative to the number that I really want. So by introducing 12 female ducklings, or ducks, with just one male, that should make for a good ratio. This little fella right here is definitely gonna bond with the rest of the flock, and so he will definitely be the lead drake for these gals, but I'm sure some of these gals will also intermix with other ducks that I have on my farm. Those other ducks are from different species, and so that's where I'm gonna start to get my hybrids as well, which I'm really excited about. Hey, Toby dog. You wanna say hi to the duckling? Yeah? Don't get too aggressive. Toby's such a gentle dog, but he can sometimes get so playful with little animals, he doesn't quite know his own size and strength. Hey, don't hop up like that. Sit down. You can say hi to Mister. Yeah. Yeah, he is such a sweet dog, and this is such a sweet little duckling. But here you go, duckling. I'm gonna put you back with the rest of your flock. Here you go, guys. You can already see they're starting to do their gross poop as well. They're definitely getting used to their house. This is all good. I'm very pleased to see this. So it looks like my mission to introduce some new ducks to the farm is a success so far. If you're watching this video and you're interested in keeping your own ducks and geese, I made a video a little while back all about my tips for raising them when they're little ones like that. Take a look at it, it should help you out. And if you end up trying to raise some ducks and geese of your own because of our videos, drop me a note or leave a comment. I'd really love to hear about it. Thanks for watching, everybody.